Hello, my name is Emin, representing company EMCsoft. In this video, I want to continue my Bitrix administration course about robots. That video I will show inside of the deals, and inside of the deals we go into automation rules, clicking create, and on last videos we discuss employee alerts, customer communication. Now we discuss employee monitoring and control. So I will delete all robots which I already got here. So create a robot, employee monitoring and control, notify supervisor, click add. What supervisor means? Inside of a company you have your company structure, and inside of a department you have employees and you have supervisor of that employees. And so for example, that person doing something, right? And supervisor of that person will be that user. Right, so in that case we created that robot and we put in progress stage and we edited the supervisor after a while, after for example 10 days or before some date or exact current times, but I will use current time, right? And also you can use a condition. For example, if some field is empty, notify user supervisor. If some field, for example, have more than particular number, notify user. I had a case in Dubai when a supervisor always should to know if the contract more than $10,000. So how we can do that? We using that robot. So we can save that for a while, and inside of a deal, so we creating a deal, we put name test deal. We can use contract amount as this one. For example, contract amount will be 10,000, and what we can do is that, so we created that amount, and we, for example, we want to notify a supervisor that you got a contract more than 10,000 in which stage. So we go into automation rules, and here we use a condition and we select in deal and amount. Okay, is more than 10,000. For example, in that case we'll put 9,999. Okay, for example, now we'll put a deal name, where's deal name? Deal more than $10,000 contract, and recipient supervisor. And so to make a notification, I need to assign that deal to somebody who will be responsible person. So I'm going to the company. The better example, if I will put here, I will move here, and I will move Mike Smith here.
5 minutes later.
So Mike Smith is employee. I'm a supervisor of Mike Smith. So I'm going back to deal, selecting Mike Smith. Right. So now I should to get notification. If I moved deal here, and I got notification. Okay, deal more than 10,000. Right, so you can use different conditions, of course. So turn on your imagination, you can use it in different conditions. So we will delete it for a while, and let's go to another robot, employee monitoring control, add history entry. So I will save it for a while. What does that mean? Is that if, for example, in that stage, if deal moved to that stage, as an example, you can put some history event inside of the history of that deal. For example, in that test deal, you go to the history, and here you can add something which you need to have in the future, just to check what happened with that particular deal. So in our case, for example, we can add in that history that, for example, that deal had the contract more than 10,000, in the same as a notification to supervisor. So we can go to condition, select deal, and we'll put that history item as like, and created by a responsible person. It's like responsible person make that entry. So save. So we need to move it back. Now we're moving it here and go inside of the deal, and go to the history, and you can see that we got information type information created by responsible person. The deal is more than $10,000 contract. So this is a very important. If you deal, you need to just create an information side to the deal, just open deal and see what exactly happened with that particular deal. Right, what next? Go to automation rule, create employee monitoring, create a task. Right, what I can do is that I will open a task, just any task, to show what that field means. Right, so again, you can create a task but based on different conditions after some time, the same, and you can put name of a task. For example, with one of the case, depending of which stage of the deal, we created some certain tasks for the users. Means that, so there was the conditions like if that field contains that, create that task, but that will be too complicated here. I will just show you how you can use, for example, as a checklist. It means that, for example, at that stage, you need to create some certain task which employee user should to complete before go to the next stage. And here, for example, will be like collect documents from client. And here you can explain more what manager should to collect from client to prepare them for bank. Right, so responsible will be responsible person. Responsible for the task is the same person as responsible for the deal. So deadline you can set up as, for example, give 5 days to execute that task. Also here you have custom fields. For example, they should to have some data in it if you go to a task. So you can use custom fields which you created before. Create that custom fields, you can just need to click add fields and select type of field and then create it. I'm not going to use custom fields now. I'm just clicking more. So then you can create that task automatically on behalf of supervisor, for example. So you're going to roles and supervisor. So you can add also participants. So you can then create when task is started, current time, and when that task end. So you don't need to put that. And social network, and you put also observer, or you can also put that task on some of the subtasks. And also you can put, for example, tags. And tags is very useful when you go to tasks, automatically created task in list in tasks, not in lead. For example, when you go in tasks and projects, you got a list of the tasks, so you can filter them, these tasks by tags. For example, by any tags you created here. Right? For example, you will put view tags, and I will create a new tag. For example, banks, not just bank. Using call center 24, you may do a click by clicking on the number, select a number from which you want to call. You can add up to 100 numbers. Make a call. During the call, you can add to the call any contact from your Bitrix from leads or contacts. You can add call center user from user list in your Bitrix, or you can connect to that call somebody by type any number and connect to that call. Also, you can pass the call, mute the call, or transfer call to somebody else. So you can also add the dependent tasks. I will ignore that. And for example, you can add a checklist. For example, it will be passport, visa, drive license, something else. So, and for example, high priority or not. So also planned hours. So that task could be done during only 5 hours. You have limits to execute that task. Okay, so save. Now creating task, we move it here in progress. Going back to the deals, put deals back and put in here and open the deals and see what happened. So we created task automatically created here, and we open it, and we can see that subject, body, our checklist, time which we planned, and physical time which we need to track. So your user can track his time, and so pause, and then you can compare how much he planned and how much he's physically spent. So created by supervisor, responsible person is Mike Smith, and we got a tag banks. If you go into the all tasks, we can see that we got that tag, and we can filter all tasks by this tag. Okay, so I mean there is different options of how we can do that. This is just as an example. So going back to the deals, go to automation rule, create, and employee control, create task, watch for task status. I will show you task first, and then I will show you watch task status. Okay, so end task, how we can use it. That means that if, for example, automatically task created in progress, we got a robot which create automatical task in progress, close that task in stage where you move that robot. So we move that robot to contract and we will edit it again. Means that again, so if automatical task created in stage progress, which is here, make that task completed if you move a lead to the stage contract, using by different conditions or when you have a certain time, and save. Go back and, for example, open a deal. Inside of a deal we see that task which is in progress now, and we move a deal to contract. Okay, we open that deal and we see that that task is now completed. We open it, settings that it should be accepted as completed by supervisor. So we can add a notification here to supervisor that that task is waiting for your acceptance. So you can accept, and then we can complete it as supervisor. Now we're going back to robots, and here we got another robot which is watch for task status. For example, if a task completed in that stage, you need to move a deal automatically to stage invoice. So status, for example, completed. So means if task have status completed, change stage as possible, task fields. So we can add some conditions here. And what happened here? In that stage, task created automatically in progress, then task completed in stage contract. So if task completed inside lead, move that lead automatically to the invoice. This is what we have here. Okay, let's test. So we move in task and we have a task created. Okay, now we move lead to contract and task completed. Now we're updating, we updated, but it's not worked for some reason. Okay, let's do a check. Status completed. Yeah, because we should use completed under review. Okay, so save. Why it's completed under review? Because we need to accept it's completed. Actually, what we can do is that we may change that robots to back to completed, save, and for example, supervisor opened that task, accept is completed, and after that, deal should move to that stage. Done. Now it worked. Okay, what else? And also we got a robot which says plan activity, creates an activity, meeting, call, email, anything else. For example, when you have that robot in invoice stage, so you can use condition again, and you can for example, plan a call. For example, tomorrow, sometime, and the responsible person, the same responsible person of a task or activity will be the same as responsible person of a lead. Okay, and for example, get a hard copy of documents. Done. Okay, let's check process again. So we're moving deal to the stage, and again, so we move that stage, we have task created not very viewed, then we move that stage, task completed. For example, we got notification supervisor, we open that task here, or we can open task from here, and we accept as completed. So that task moved to the invoice, and also inside of the deal we have activity, get a hard copy of documents from the client. So that's it. So this is the whole process. So when you go to automation rules, we used all robots which is available here. So this is a simple explanation how we can use it, but you need to play with these robots and understand better how you can use it in your portal. So you can combine different robots, different conditions, and make your automatizations more automated. So if you like that video, click like. If you have got questions, ask your questions in the comments on that video. Thank you and bye-bye.